You have a sturdy chair that doesn't have wheels on it and is not on a surface that's slippery. If it's on a surface that's slippery, maybe get a yoga mat and put your chair on the yoga mat so the chair doesn't slip and slide. You might want a pillow or some blocks or maybe even another chair for support. And if you have a belt, you might want a belt. For chair yoga, you want to sit towards the edge of your chair so that you can be away from the back of the chair so that the hips sink down into the chair and the back is nice and tall. So come towards the front of your chair, let your hips get acquainted with the chair, feel your hip bones sinking evenly. Maybe you rock a little bit right and left and forward and back. Finding that center spot where you're balanced. It's important to have the feet on the floor, pushing into the floor. They anchor you. The feet are pushing down. And when you push down into the floor, feel the knees engage, feel the hips engage, feel all the muscles along the legs engaging. And then our core, our belly engages. It's like we're buttoning our pants and zipping them up, feeling that muscle engagement in the belly, which helps us to lengthen the spine. Lower the chin just a little bit so the back of the neck gets some length. And then pause. Just notice, feel the feet pushing down, the muscles in the legs engaging, the belly muscles engaging, making this core strong, helping the spine to lengthen, making space for the breath. Then allow your attention to rest on your breath and draw the breath in through the nose and blow it out through the mouth. Sometimes it's nice to imagine that you're smelling a rose or something pretty on the inhale. And then gently blowing the air out like you're trying to flicker the flame on a candle. So drawing the breath in, smelling something beautiful. And gently blowing the breath out like you're flickering the flame on a candle. After a few breaths like this, just let the breath settle. Allow the breath to move in and out through the nose. Notice where the breath's moving. Where do you feel it in your body? Allow the breath to move in through the nose, filling the whole body full of air. And let the breath all back out. Again, engage those muscles in the belly to help push the air out. Keep the breath moving. And then slowly blink the eyes open if they're closed. We're going to bring the arms up so that it's like we're riding a bike or a motorcycle. And then we're going to just move the wrists like we're trying to rev the engine on a motorcycle. Check in with the posture. Is your spine nice and long? Are your feet pushing into the floor? Is your belly engaged? Feeling the movement through the wrists, trying to keep the rest of the arm still. And then pause, and then let the fists go side to side, getting some side to side movement through the wrists. And again, trying to anchor your elbows down by your sides. So you're really isolating this movement into the wrists. Take another breath. And pause. And then let the fingers rise up as much as you want, feeling that opening through the front of the hand. And then exhale down. let the shoulders relax. This is all about the wrist right now. Maybe inhale the fingers up and exhale the fingers down. Keep moving. Flow with the breath. And then pause. Make fists again. You can have the thumb outside or resting on the fingers or tucked in. Doesn't matter. And we'll start with making figure eights using the thumb as a starting point. So making little figure eights. You can start really small. And you could make it bigger if you want, but try to keep the movement more in the wrists. It's going to obviously get a little bit into the elbows, but try to keep the elbows in at the sides. And those shoulders relaxed. And then pause and bring your attention to your pinkies. This time the pinkies are going to be the drivers. So again, making that figure eight. Letting the pinkies be the guide. Follow the breath. Let the movement flow. Make it big, make it small. Make it slow, make it fast. Play around with it. Then let the arms fall by the sides and shake them out. Take a nice breath in and blow it out. Beautiful. And again. And let it out. And then bend at the elbows and touch the shoulders. And let the hands come back down. Now you could be doing this just on one side. You don't have to do both sides at the same time. You could alternate. If you're having issues on one side of the body, you could just do the side of the body that's okay to be moving. Modify as you need to. And then pause and let the left hand hang. Maybe lean a little bit forward in your chair and just make big circles out of the shoulders. Like a pendulum. And then go the other way. And then pause. We'll move over to the other arm. So sitting up nice and tall, maybe leaning a little bit forward so there's some room for the arm to swing around in a pendulum. You can make the circles start off small and get bigger. And then be big and get smaller. Feeling the rotation. Feel the fingers hanging. Finding some motion in the shoulders. Take a deep breath and let it out. And then let the arms rest on the knees. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears and drop them down. Inhale the shoulders up and exhale them down. Inhale the shoulders up and exhale them down. I will work on some shoulder circles. So you could do the shoulder circles, just bringing the circles around, drawing the shoulders back on the back. Or maybe you begin to make this a bigger movement and you bring the arms into it. Or maybe you reach back with one arm and forward, making whole arm circles. Just getting some movement through the shoulders. And again, you could do both shoulders at the same time or one at a time. If you're making the big circles with the arms like I am, it's better to do it one arm at a time. You get more range of motion through the shoulders. Allows you to have a little bit of a twisting action. And then go the other direction. And then pause. Take a breath in. And let the breath out. And then gently cross the arms over the chest. You can rest the hands on the shoulders or make little fists. This is to help try to keep your torso still as we move into some neck movements. Bringing the chin down towards the chest. And then inhale, lifting the head. Bring the chin up towards the ceiling. And exhale down. See if you can feel length in the back of the neck as the chin comes down. And feel length in the front of the neck as the chin goes up. with the breath, inhaling one way and exhaling the other. The next time you come through center, pause and look over one shoulder and back through center. Go over the other and back through center. You're noticing any tension or aches in your neck. Just try not to go quite as far. Don't overstrain the neck. Pause as you come back to center. Let the head fall to one side and that back to the center, and fall to the other side and back to center. The next time you come over to one side, pause and look down towards the floor. And then look up towards the ceiling. And then come across to the center, looking across this top of your ceiling over to the other side of your room. Bring the chin down towards the shoulder. And then chin back to center. Making big head circles. Bring the chin up towards the ceiling, look towards the ceiling. Then across the center, over to the other side. Bring the chin back down towards the other shoulder and back to center. And pause. Then we'll go the other way, bring the chin towards the other shoulder, let the head fall. The chin comes up towards the ceiling, across, over to the other side. And the chin comes down towards the other shoulder. Let the head come down towards the floor, making a big circle the other direction. The next time you're looking up at the ceiling, pause. And gently bring the head back to center. Or the hands back down to the knees. Take a deep breath in and blow it out. And again. And bring one arm up in front of you. And we're going to be isolating our shoulder. So you want to, it's like you're reaching forward to grab something or give something to someone and then bringing it back, so changing your mind. But making this movement through the shoulder, so the shoulder blade is moving on your back. And you could have your hand down lower. It doesn't have to be so high up. Just trying to get some movement forward and back through the shoulder blade. One more time. Let the hand rest at the side. Take a breath in and let it out. And then we'll move to the other side. So extend the arm out in front of you. And we're moving the shoulder forward and back. Really concentrating on letting that shoulder blade move away from the spine and then back towards the spine. And the breath is moving, inhaling one way and exhaling the other. One more time. And exhale, let the hand come down to the knees. Take a breath in and let it out. And we're going to go back to our pelvis, to our hips, where we started at the beginning. We're trying to find that place of center. We're going to kind of exaggerate a little bit by letting the pelvis tuck under and roll forward, and then roll out back the other way. So your pelvis is going back and forth. And if you want, you can bring this into the whole spine, doing a little bit of a cat-cow kind of action. Some movement through the hips and through the spine. Or you could just isolate this and just totally be straight backed and feel the pelvis rocking back and forth. And then try to find that center spot. And then we'll rock the other way, so left and right. So it's kind of like walking in your chair, lifting one hip a little bit and lowering the other. And then pause. Again, find that center spot where you're centered and balanced. Take a breath in and let it out. Now we're going to press our right foot into the floor so it's nice and strong. We're going to engage the belly, button the pants, zip them up, nice tall spine, and then bring the heel off the floor on your left foot. Maybe you stay here, maybe you bring the knee a little bit higher. You could hold on to your chair and then tap the toe or lower the heel. So you can raise and lower the heel with the toe on the floor, or you can lift the knee and tap the toes. Try to keep the nice tall spine. Make all the movement in the hips. Maybe you're feeling the front of your thigh. Keep going. 2 more times. Keep the breath moving. And then put the foot back on the floor. Take a breath in. And let it out. We'll go move to the other foot. Coming up on the toes. Lifting the heel. So you can lift and raise the heel. Or maybe you lift the toes off the floor and tap the toes. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Beautiful. And then put your foot back on the floor. Take a breath in and let it out. This time, we'll root down the right foot and draw the left knee in towards us. And this would be a place where if you can't easily reach onto your thigh or to your calf behind your knee, you could take the strap or a belt and hold it around your knee. So you can hold it up. Again, it's keeping that nice tall back. Your hips are sinking down into the chair evenly. Your spine's lengthened up. Take a breath in and let it out. And again. And one more time. And then gently lower back down onto the floor. Then we'll move over to the other side. So rooting your left foot down. Lifting the right knee in towards the chest and holding it. Maybe using a belt. So you can maintain the nice tall spine. Take 3 long, slow breaths. And then lower the foot back down to the floor. This time we're going to bring the knee up. And you can bring it as high as you want. And bring the foot in towards the other leg. So the knee goes out to the side. And then bring the foot out the other way. So we're rotating the leg in and out. And you could just slide your foot across the floor. Or it can be higher up. And you can be holding onto the chair for balance. And try not to let yourself round down. Keep up nice and tall. And then bring the foot back to the floor. Take a breath in and let it out. And then we'll move on to the other side. So holding onto the chair for balance, pushing the left foot down into the floor, engage the core, and then lift the right leg up. Knee moves out, and then the foot moves out. So we're rotating in the hip. We're doing what's called internal and external rotation. We're getting into some muscles that we don't use a whole lot in our everyday life. They get kind of weak. So maybe you're feeling them. A couple more times. And then place the foot back down on the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in and let it out. Put all the weight into your right foot as you extend your left foot out in front of you. And you can bring the foot off the floor or leave it on the floor as you point and flex. You can draw circles with the toes. You make figure eights. Getting movement through the ankles. Come back to center. Place the foot back on the floor. Extend the other foot out. And point and flex. See how slow you can go. And circles one way. And circles the other way. And then try those figure eights. Notice where you're able to move slow and very easily, and other places maybe it gets kind of caught and it's a lot more difficult. And then go the other direction. Take a breath. And bring the foot back down to the floor. Take a breath in and let it out. We'll move into some forward bends. I'm going to turn my chair. Okay, feet are flat on the floor, hips are sinking down, spine is nice and straight. We'll start by just rocking forward as we exhale, keeping the back long and straight. Inhale up and exhale forward. Inhale up and exhale forward. You can play around with how far you go. You just do a little bit or more. You can start small and get big, and then get back small again. It's getting that movement through the spine and through the hips. 2 more times. And pause. From here, we're going to move into the cat-cow. So drawing the back as the shoulders and the head round forward. Draw the belly button towards the back of the chair. As you inhale, sitting up nice and tall, draw the chest through the shoulders. Lift the chin up towards the sky. Exhaling out. And inhaling, lift. Move slow and see if you can feel each part of the spine moving. Feel the breath fill up the chest as you inhale. Feel the body empty the air all out as you exhale. And then pause, come back to sitting up nice and tall. We're going to move into a forward fold. So maybe you stay right here and lean forward, or maybe you bring your hands down towards your knees. If you have another chair, you could place it in front of you and place your hands on the other chair, or maybe you have a lower table or ottoman that you could place your hands on. Or if you find your hands make it to the floor, that's fine too. Let the head and the shoulders hang. Feel the opening through the back of the spine. If you're feeling too much compression on the belly, you can take the legs a little bit wider apart, which gives a little more space to the belly. And take 3 long, slow breaths. And then slowly begin to make the movement upward, placing the hands on the knees. Inhale, rise back up. Take a breath in and let it out. And we'll add in some arms. Inhale the arms up. They could stop here, or maybe they reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Feel the length between the fingertips and the hips. And exhale the arms down to the knees, coming into that forward fold, keeping a long straight back, especially if you have brittle bones, osteoporosis or osteopenia in the spine. You want to keep the neck long and the spine straight. If that's not the case for you, you could begin to let the head round and the back round, coming into a forward fold. Take 3 long, slow breaths. Bring the hands back to the hips. Slowly rise back up on an inhale. Take a breath in and let it out. Inhale the arms up. Feel the length. Exhale the hands to the knees. Come into the forward fold. Come down to the elbows with the long back. And then maybe walking the hands down onto a piece of furniture or towards the floor. Take 3 breaths. Bring the hands back up. Inhale, rise. Take a breath. And let it out. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take the left leg out to the side as the right leg stays where it is. We're going to come in to a side bend. Let the right hand hang down to the side and come down onto the left elbow. You can let this other hand rest on your hip. Or maybe you bring the hand up and let it rest on the head. Or maybe you extend the arm over. Take 3 long, slow breaths. Inhale back to center. Then extend the leg straight. This time we're going to slide our hand down the leg. It's as far as we can go, so we start to feel some opening through the right side, but not so far we feel like we're losing control and we're going to fall out of the chair. That wouldn't be good. Take a breath in and let it out. Inhale back up through center. Bend the leg again. Sit nice and tall. Again, we'll come into our side bend with a leg bend. You can take the different arm options. Notice if you're rolling forward, see if you can bring that shoulder back. And then you could take your head down towards the floor or look up at the sky if you want to feel some neck stretch. Take 3 more breaths. Beautiful. Inhale back through center. Take a breath in. Let it out. Stand the legs straight. We'll come into a side stretch again with the legs stretched. Just noticing how it feels different. Again, this arm can stay down at the side. It could come up along the side of the rib cage. It could rest on the head. Extend over with palm down towards the floor. Take 3 breaths. And then inhale back up to center. And down the knee. Take a breath in. And let it out. And then bring the leg back around front. We'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the knees. Coming into that forward fold. Down onto the elbows. Or hands to the furniture or to the floor. Coming into the forward fold. Feel it opening through the back. Take a breath in. And let it out. And slowly rise back up. And pause. We'll take the right leg out to the side. We'll do the side stretches over on this side now. So find your sit bones sinking down into the chair as you lengthen the spine up. And then begin to let yourself come over towards the right, coming down onto the elbow. This hand can be on the hip or it could slide up the side, helping to find more space in this top side on your left side. Again, you could bring the hand across over the ear with the palm down on the floor. And take 3 breaths. And inhale back up to center. Extend the leg along the floor. This time, we'll let the arm slide down, finding that space in the side. Again, this arm could rest on the chair, holding onto it. Could rest on your hip. Finding that spot where you're getting some opening through your left side. Two more breaths. Inhale back through center. Down the knee. Bring the heel or the ankle underneath the knee. 90-degree ankle. Push the feet into the floor so you feel the core engage. And we'll move into our side bend this way. Taking the arms that feel best in your body, where you can find ease of breath. Feel stretch through the left side. One more long, slow breath. And inhale back through center. Take a breath. Extend the leg out long. And then hold on to the chair, come into the side stretch. Or let the arm rise over the head. 2 more breaths. Inhale back, up to center. Bend the knee. Take a breath in and let it out. Bringing the knees back to the center of your chair. Take a moment just to notice any sensations in the body. Then we'll take both legs wide apart out to the sides. Inhale the arms up, or modify them if you don't want to bring them all the way up above your head. And reach over towards the right. You can have the hands on the head. You can keep the hands at the waist. Inhale back through center. And then exhale to the other side. Inhale back through center. Exhale right. Inhale center. And exhale left. Inhale to center. Place the hands on the knees. Slowly lean forward, keeping nice tall back. Or again, you could walk the hands down onto the furniture or towards the floor, coming into a forward fold. Take 3 long, slow breaths. And walk the hands back up. Come back to seated as you inhale. Then you could bring the hands to the hips, or maybe you bring them up into goddess arms. And inhale, lengthen up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, twist. Inhale back through center. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhaling through center, and exhale, twist. Inhale through center, exhale, twist. 2 more times. Come back to center, bring the hands back down to the knees, and walk the knees back towards each other. We're going to come into another external pose, bringing your toes up against your foot, or if you have something like an ottoman or a box, you could bring your foot up onto that. Or if you have the range of motion, you could bring your foot up onto your knee. So coming to that place where your knee can be externally rotated and your foot is resting either on the floor or your calf or your knees. Sitting up nice and tall. And then exhale, leaning forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale forward. Inhale, lengthen. And you could add arms into this if you wanted to. You could extend the arms up above the head so you feel length from the hips all the way to the fingertips. Exhale, lead with the heart. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, reach forward. And maybe this time you stay forward. Allow the arms to rest wherever they want to. The head can round and the shoulders can round if you want, as long as there is no contraindications due to osteoporosis in the spine or osteopenia. And take 3 long breaths. And slowly come back up to seated. Wherever your left foot is, slowly unwind it and bring it back to the floor. You could roll up on your toes and back onto your heels, or shake your knees out, whatever would feel good to you. Step your feet out. Take a breath in and let it out. And we'll move to the pose on the other side. So bringing the right foot against the left, or maybe elevating it a little using a prop. Letting this knee hang out to the side. Or bringing the ankle up onto the knee. Sit up nice and tall. You can let the hands rest on the legs, or maybe you reach up. Exhale, leaning forward, but visualizing the heart leading you. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, shine the heart forward. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, forward. Feeling that length from the fingertips to the hips. Then allow the arms to come down, and maybe you stay right here. Or maybe you bring the hands down towards the floor, maybe onto the extra chair or another prop. Take 3 long, slow breaths. And slowly walk the hands back up, come back to seated on an inhale. Unwind the leg, bring the foot back to the floor from wherever it is. Take a breath in and let it out. Then you can turn on your chair so that you can come up onto the toes and get a nice stretch through the toes. Come up onto the toe tips. Maybe you let the ankle rock side to side, trying to get into those little baby toes. And roll over, feeling that stretch through the whole front of the foot. Take a breath in and let it out. Then roll back up onto those tippy toes. Then back so that you're getting the stretch through the toes. Maybe through the ball of the foot. You could even rock side to side here. Feel that stretch through the ankle. And then bring the whole foot down onto the floor. See if you can lift the 5 toes up and place them back down. I'm going to turn so you can see. Lift all 5 toes up and place them back down. And then see if you can just lower the big toe and lift the big toe. Keep all the toes up and just lower and raise the big toe. And then pause and then see if you can do the baby toe. Just lower and raise the baby toe. Leaving all the other toes up. And then if you are looking for an even bigger challenge, see if you can keep the big toe and the baby toe up and lower and raise the middle toes. And it's okay if you want to help out your toes. It's a great thing to do while you're watching TV or have nothing better to do. Alright, so now we'll switch to the other side. So push the foot into the floor. Slowly roll up so that you're pushing the ball of the foot into the floor. And then come up. So you're feeling that stretch through the toes, and depending on how tight or loose your foot is, you might have to make adjustments. And then come up onto the points of the tippy toes and rock side to side. Then come all the way over the foot, feeling that stretch through the front of the foot. Come back onto tippy toes. And let the toes be flexed so you're feeling that stretch through the toes, pushing the ball of the foot down. And bring the foot all the way back down to the floor. And lift up the 5 toes. And bring your attention to that big toe. Lift and lower the big toe. Nice. And pause and then see if you can lift and lower the baby toe. But again, if you want to lean down and help it out, you can. And then hold on to the baby toe or the big toe, or if you are talented enough, just lower and lift those 3 middle toes. And then shake the feet all out. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Hold on to the back of the chair. Well, first, make sure that you're adjusted in your chair so that your feet are flat on the floor, your hips are sinking down, and your spine is lengthened up. Then hold on to the chair. Lean forward so the heart's coming forward. Turn to the side. Feeling that opening through the chest. And then come back to up and lean forward again. If you wanted, you could bring the arms up and lean forward this way. Bringing the shoulder blades back and forward, feeling that openness through the chest. And then pause. Take the right arm across the body, and then the left arm can hold on to the chair. We're coming into a twist, and you can find that spot in your body that feels good. Maybe look over the shoulder. Take a breath in and let it out. Again. And then slowly come back to center. Take the left hand across the body. Hold on to the chair. Find a twist. Go where you can feel something, but you're not feeling too much. Very tempting when we have the chair to hold on to pull and tug and overstretch. 2 more breaths. And gently come back to center. Take a breath in and let it out. Inhale the arms up to any height. Maybe driving the thumbs behind you, getting that opening through the chest. And then exhale the hands down to the knees, draw the back, hitting that rounding. Inhale back through center. Let the left hand rest on the hip as you come into your side stretch. Either bringing the hand to the shoulder or reaching across. And then inhale back through center. And then we'll stretch the other way. And take any final movements that you'd like to make. We'll move into our final relaxation, breathing. If you want, you could take a pillow and place it on the back of your chair, or you could move down onto the floor, onto a couch or onto a comfortable chair. Coming where you're comfortable, but still having a nice tall spine where the breath can move in and out of your body. Take a deep breath in and blow it out. Perhaps going back to that breath where you're smelling something pretty in through the nose. And blowing out through the mouth, flickering the flame on a candle. Allow yourself to notice the mind, noticing the body. Has anything changed for you since you started this practice? What do you notice? Tighten your feet as tight as you can. And as you exhale, let them go. Then tighten your legs as tight as you can. And on an exhale, let them go. And tighten the hips as tight as you can. On an exhale, let them go. As you inhale, fill up the belly like you're blowing up a balloon. And as you exhale, let it all go. Make fists with the hands tight, tight, tight. As you exhale, let it go. Tighten the arms, tight, tight, tight. As you exhale, let it go. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, let them go. Bring the right side of your mouth towards your right ear. As you exhale, let it go. Bring the left side of your mouth towards your left ear. As you exhale, let it go. Tighten your eyes, tight, tight, tight. As you exhale, let it go. Draw all the muscles in your face towards your nose. And as you exhale, let it go. Notice your forehead. And you loosen it, relax it a little bit more. What about the top of your head and the back of your head? Notice the neck and the shoulders. Can you do anything to make them more comfortable? The arms, the torso, the belly, the hips, the legs, the feet. Notice the whole front of your body as you inhale, feeling it expand. Then feel the whole back of your body as you exhale, allowing it to soften and feel supported, grounded. Inhaling, feeling nourished. Exhaling, relaxing more deeply. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your chair yoga practice. I hope you enjoyed it. May you have abundant energy, a clear mind, lots of joy. And may you love and be loved every day. Namaste.